Hello, and welcome to And Then We Fought a Dragon.
And then we fought a dragon.
I'm Becky,
I'm Desiree.
and we are back to talk about Campaign 1 again. So, just as a reminder for the players who listen, we've put ourselves on a week lag. So this is last week's session.
Yeah.
Not the most recent session, but it's gonna be a good one, I think.
I'm excited.
Yeah. We're gonna start off with Des giving us a bit of a summary of what we talked about from the last couple sessions while we were catching up on some things, and then I will let you all know what happened last week. Yeah, so should be fun. Take it away.
So, we got into the Whack-A-Fan game finally. I only say finally because we had been like, we're going to do it, and then we were waiting because of the delays. So we figured out, we got to
Des
that
has
point.
been on tenterhooks for over a month.
Yes. You guys, the platform jumping, that I don't know, it was really tense.
A little bit, yeah. There was so much suspense about whether or not we'd just land the jumps. It seems so basic, but it was more than that.
But the strategies that everyone decided to go with, that was fun. That was interesting to hear about. You guys got through it all. You did the secret tunnel, wings, level thing.
Yeah.
That was a great description. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You got second place. Woohoo! Super
running
fun.
Total.
Then you did. Oh, that's weird. What did I get? Did you get second place in the?
It was the running total about where after that portion of the game was done, there was an update, and we were in second place at that point, and then we went into the last game.
Right, and then you got first place.
Yeah.
After you did the dragon riding.
Yeah.
And then you went to the banquet to celebrate your first place win. Woohoo! Super exciting. There was some interesting encounters. You got some background info on some things that had been happening.
Yeah.
You met some interesting people. You had some fun drinks.
Yep.
All that. You got invited to attend the national games later on down the road. And then you had a press brunch.
Yeah.
Chit chats there. You decided to head out. As you were heading out, waiting, you were in the, what was it called?
The plane shift room, the Department of Transportation.
You're ready to go. Prisoner 61 appears with 2 sidekicks and throws everything off, and it's like a, I don't know, gotcha moment.
Yeah. It was a lot.
So that's what happened last week on.
Accurate. Yeah. So we picked up right where that left off with Prisoner 61 and his minions obviously had entered from the plane shift room as regular travelers disguised, and then left the room and come back in after we'd entered, dropping their disguises, revealing themselves. And we got some pretty top-notch descriptions of what they looked like. And our DM has just, I don't know if this is her thing before this game, probably, but all of her NPCs are incredibly sexy and very good-looking people. And so we had very epic descriptions of, flowing hair, etc. So Prisoner 61, again, when we last saw him in the material plane, had buzz-cut short pink hair. Now it's flowing shoulder-length hair. So something weird's going on with that, with time or how his hair grows or something. All his scars have not his scars have healed, but his wounds have healed, but his scars are still there. So he's kind of rugged and big and tough and whatever. And his minions are a shaggy blonde-haired man with ragged black wings and a gray-skinned tiefling woman with red horns and knives and leather and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, leather.
Yeah. Think female Kyrian, essentially, is who this tiefling woman seems to potentially be.
My mental picture of Kyrian is not one of leather.
Kyrian's what we refer to as a fancy boy. He's a dandy.
I think that silliness and the mischief trumps the mental picture. It's more
Right.
like the emotion that I get that you explain to me.
Yeah.
But I'll also definitely say that even though I've seen the little character
Yeah, like the tokens, the little mock-ups. Yeah.
those, I don't often think of a visual.
Yeah.
I don't think like of the people. That's not the first thing I think of. I
Right.
do need a lot of help visualizing, but once it's established, it's not at the forefront.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's not like I'm not thinking of what they look like, but it's just
Yeah.
not at the
It's the
forefront of
personality
everything.
after
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely the personality, but it's good to have the reference, and it's
Yeah.
funny. It's
Yeah.
funny to think of it that way.
It was. Yeah. So they three walk in. One of them confirms with prisoner 61, like, these are the people, right? And prisoner 61 just kind of like scans us and is like, yep, couldn't leave any survivors. Sorry, guys. And just is like sassing us already.
Yeah.
And it became apparent that they had seemingly killed everybody in the lobby after they went out there, and then came back in to like kind of finish the job sort of thing. And they swiftly kill one of the mages that's in here, because there's 3 mages that do the plane shift to get people in and out. And these mages are kind of our only hope of escape at this point. So we're 1 down, which is great. And as we get ready for the initiative and our DM is setting up the Roll20 map that we use, we're kind of all like joking, like half in character, but not in real time, like actually in character, that like, again, prisoner 61 and his minions were described as super hot. Maybe our tactic should be seducing them. And we know that stripping is a bonus action from my other campaign, so maybe we should bring that into this campaign, and that could totally work, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's in every campaign. I feel
Yeah.
like that must have been the only option at some
Yeah.
point.
You just gotta go for seduction tactics.
I mean,
so we're toying with that idea while our DM is like snickering. She's setting stuff up. But she has a custom landing page that she's created for our Roll20. Again, we had some time to kill while she was setting stuff up, and we had a grand old time. There was some nervous energy going on in the show tonight. And she's created this custom Roll20 page that has a little list of objectives. I sent you a picture of this.
Right.
That has a list of like our to-do list of what over the course of the campaign we've determined we're going to do. So we were like, let's all give ourselves tasks on the to-do list, because there's 5 things and there's 5 of us, so we allotted ourselves on them. And mine was like very to the point: fight prisoner 61. That seemed like a good idea. Next one, Ava is going to get everyone a date. Kyrian is just trauma ? So that'll be unpacked at a later date.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Quinn's gonna go play frisbee with the boys because she's, a discus professional at this point.
I feel like that's a deviation from maybe where the focus should be, but support, full support.
Yeah, we promised that a long time ago. And Selwyn is just sexy moms ... Because again, the sexy NPCs, now we all have sexy moms. So there was some weird energy going on in the studio. In case you can't tell, but we were ready to get into initiative with prisoner 61 and his goonies. So we're in a round room, and in the center is like kind of a tiled area where the spell gets focused to cast the plane shift. So we're kind of near that center because we were getting ready to leave, and the 3 mages have been kind of dotted about. And then prisoner 61 and his goonies have come in through the door. I'm doing this at this perspective instead of this perspective. So they've gone in the door, killed that other mage. So there's the mages and then us in the middle. And the mages are just kind of in shock at this point. They were not expecting hostiles to be entering their workplace. This is a desk job for them, essentially. They're not supposed to be fighting people.
No, they did not sign up for this.
No, they very much did not sign up for this. But Kyrian took our joking seriously and straight away just decided to whip off his shirt. He was going to attempt the seduction technique, and it didn't seem to do a whole lot. So he threw a knife at the winged guy, hitting once, missing a second. And then the winged guy flew up and kind of flew over us across the room over to one of the other mages. and started attacking this mage with like a big black sword with this gray leather handle, and like in one turn had killed the guy, like straight up gone. He is strong. And at this point we were like, oh dear, this is not going to be good. Okay, so that happened. And then prisoner 61, with his eyes once again blood red like they were the first time we saw him in the court back in El Alenor, he puts out his hand, and like it did last time, a giant broadsword just materializes in his hand, and he goes forward for Kyrian and stabs him twice, and missing the third, thankfully. So at this point, Quinn runs up to the winged guy and is like, oh, I'm going to cut his wings off with my scimitar, because then he can't get away and fly. I know, it's a little gruesome, but she tried, and she missed both strikes. And he kind of like flutters his wings mockingly at her and is like, oh, you're brave. Good try, kiddo. And he's like being all, oh, we don't like him. He's mean. And Selwyn cast Bless on all of us, and then stripped as a bonus action. That being, she like untied her kimono dress and just had it like fluttering open, because if she was going to die, she wanted to die tits out. Apparently, that's a direct quote I put in my notebook. So this went off the rails very quickly, you might notice. There was a lot of discussion about how this stripping would affect armor class, because your armor class, like obviously you'd have to take your armor off to completely strip. But Selwyn doesn't really have armor, so she was like, whatever, it's not gonna make a difference.
Young, wild, and free.
Yeah, having a good time. And then it was the tiefling woman's turn, and she took out two long black knives, like if you know Legolas's knives that he like pulls out from behind. You might not know. People listening might know. He has these long knives. Well, you have to acknowledge it then. You were just kind of looking.
I'm sorry. I was catching up. I'm truly was stuck on all the nudity. I'm
glad you remembered Legolas's knives, though. They're a very important part of this character.
Yes, I
because he doesn't have a lot of a character in the movies, but that's a different topic. She pulls out these black knives and starts running towards the other mage. Again, these are our only hopes of escape, so they're important. And she throws one of the knives at him, and like within her turn again, knocks him completely unconscious. Mm-hmm. So this is a problem. Things aren't going well. Yeah. And we're noticing that these strikes they're doing are averaging like 35 to 40 hit points. Like, it's a lot. We have like 45 to 60 hit points. Like, this could kill us in one turn. So we need to not get hit, basically. So I run to the wall. It's a round room, so there's no corners, obviously. But I run to a wall so I can kind of aim at anybody with my bow. And I start shooting. So I hunter's mark prisoner 61, shoot him 3 times, all 3 hit, and one of them was a crit as well, a natural 20. So that means the damage is doubled, which was very exciting. So that was like 44 points of damage. So I'm keeping up. That's good. That's good. Ava conjures 8 wolves. Didn't know she could do that. So that was cool. So 8 wolves appear. And she sends them over to prisoner 61 to kind of like attack and distract him, essentially. And then she moves over to the mage that the tiefling just knocked out, because we need the mages. And Kyrian, stabs prisoner 61.
But there's only one mage left alive.
Yeah, they killed one when they came in. Winged guy, like, killed one, like he beheaded him. And then the tiefling knocked one out. So this is the only one that's technically alive. Okay. But he's unconscious. Yeah. So Kyrian stabs prisoner 61. The winged guy turns around to attack Quinn, who was behind him, and hits her 3 times with like this black energy following the arc of his sword. And she's hurting real bad. Like, he hit her real hard. And prisoner 61 now attacks Kyrian back, hitting all 3, again, rolling heavy. Kyrian's hurting real hard at this point. And prisoner 61 attempted to cast some kind of spell on Kyrian, but Kyrian was able to dodge it with one of his abilities, so that was good. And then Quinn attacked winged guy back, hits all 3 times, and Selwyn attempted to cast banishment on prisoner 61, which would like send him away to another person, which would be ideal. And the tiefling lady counterspells it. So she sends off a spell that just negates it. and nothing happens.
But it wasn't towards her.
I know. We were quite shocked when that happened.
Appalled even.
Yeah. Yes. So Selwyn pulls out an animal from her bag of tricks that she has. She can like pull out these animals and then they appear for 24 hours or whatever, and throws it at the tiefling lady, and it turns into a boar. So now there's a giant boar fighting the tiefling lady. So that could be helpful, hopefully. But she doesn't seem concerned by the boar, and she goes towards Ava and is like running at Ava. The knives materialize back in her hands, and she strikes Ava twice. I shoot at her.
Where's the wolves?
The wolves it's supposed to be attacking prisoner 61, but they were not rolling very well, unfortunately. So they weren't doing as much as we hoped that they would, but they were trying. They got some bites in. He just was kind of shrugging them off, really, unfortunately. But at this point, Ava's being attacked by the tiefling. So she pulls 4 of them off prisoner 61 and calls them over to the tiefling woman to kind of attack her as well. And she calls out, "I don't have time to die. I have a ball to get to."
Oh yeah. That's very important.
Right? So our DM gave us each +1 point of inspiration. So at one point we could just be like, yeah, we have a ball to get to. We need to fight. So that we could all be inspired in that moment, which was great. And Ava casts Cure Wounds on the mage, which is important. He's conscious again. He staggers up. He's obviously kind of in shock. And she asks him if he'll help us, if he'll fight. And he's kind of like, no, I'm going to get my friend a piece out of here, but we'll get help over to you guys. Because, again, this is not what he signed up for. So he kind of disappears and reappears by the other mage, grabs him, and then they head out through like this magic door that he conjures. And our DM rolled a d4 to see how many turns it would be until help came, and got a 3. So we had to live for 3 turns and then help could come. So I don't know that in character.
Better than 4 or 5.
Well, it was a d4, so it was a max of.
Never mind.
So we were all like 1, but no, it was 3. Better than 4, I guess.
Better than 4. Okay.
Yeah. So Kyrian stabs prisoner 61 and then runs away because he's like almost unconscious. Kyrian is. He's not doing well. And at this stage, he like starts joking about our backup campaign and like what he'll name his character and what class it should be. We're just like, we're all gonna die. So that was great. And the winged guy hit Quinn twice, knocking her unconscious. So first one down, and then he threw his sword at Selwyn, but thankfully missed her. Please excuse the cat crying outside. He's fine. He's just mad he's not in here, but it's okay.
You're gonna be okay, Flynn.
It's okay, buddy. You'll be fine. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, he's gone quiet. So prisoner 61 also moves towards Selwyn, tries to attack her, but misses. So that was good. Quinn rolls her first death save, which is always a bit nail-biting, but it was a success, so that was good. Selwyn decided to cast Prayer of Healing over herself and Kyrian and Quinn, because obviously they were all nearly dead. And the tiefling counterspelled it.
How?
No effect. Because they have more magic than us. They're stronger than we are. So we were all like deeply offended by the idea that one would counterspell a healing spell.
Well, yeah, you don't even have a chance to get a leg up.
I know. Yeah. So Selwyn had her boar attack the tiefling, because like, what else are you gonna do at this point?
Literally.
Yeah. And the tiefling again ignored these animals around her and attacked Ava, hitting twice. Ava's not feeling too great. I shoot prisoner 61, managed to hit him once, and Ava runs over to Kyrian, and I don't know if this is because it was a touch spell or what, but she casts a healing spell on him. It goes. It's okay. He's healed a little bit. And then she casts her bear spirit that she can do as a druid, which provides temporary hit points to some people. So that's good. And that's kind of this big bear spirit that's there. And Kyrian at this point casts Firebolt on prisoner 61 and is kind of having a chat with the female tiefling version of himself. He's like, you know, we're not so different, you and I. And she's like, yeah, how'd you get caught up with all these miscreants? You should come join us. He's like, yeah, I can't. I signed a contract with these guys. I mean, I'm in it. And she's like, oh, well, when your contract's up, you should come join us. And the player,
he would.
He would. The player for Selwyn is in law school right now. So at this point, she chimes in that poaching is illegal as long as it doesn't breach a contract. So the tiefling's going about it the right way, waiting for his contract to be up. But at least he wasn't willing to break the contract. I think that's a good sign. I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Us all being killed.
Bare minimum, but okay.
Yeah. The winged guy then did the unthinkable and stabbed Quinn while she was unconscious on the ground, which is 2 automatic failed death saves.
Everything feels like it's unthinkable, so this is hurting my heart. Okay.
Yeah, we were really scared at this point. And then he walks over to Kyrian and stabs him as well. And yeah, at this point we were like, actually, like, we were joking about a total party kill earlier, but like,
yeah,
maybe it's gonna be a total party kill. I'm starting to think, like, I've heard stories of DMs who like did a TPK and then had an afterlife campaign with their players, and I'm like, are we going into an afterlife campaign? Like, what is happening?
There's too much stuff to do right now in this
I
life.
know, you're telling me. So Quinn rolled another death save, which, like, she's got 2 fails right now, so that's scary, but it was a success. So that was good. 2 successes, 2 fails. And then Selwyn had to roll a death save. I didn't write down if it was a success or a fail. Sorry. And the tiefling goes for Ava. 3 hits. Ava cast shield, which negated one of them, but still got knocked unconscious. So now 3 people are unconscious.
Oh my god.
And the wolves disappear because they were connected to Ava being conscious. Also, the boar has disappeared because Selwyn's unconscious. Okay. So that's all gone. And at this point, I'm like, I need to get a healer up. So I run up to Selwyn and try to cast a Cure Wounds on her. The freaking tiefling counterspells it.
I don't understand, and I'm really frustrated.
Oh, yeah. Imagine playing in this game where someone is counterspelling healing spells.
But was your DM okay?
There's a rationale at the end, but it was really hard to get through.
Okay, well, you better hurry up and get there because I'm starting to not like what's happening. Yeah.
So Ava had a death save, and then Kyrian cast darkness over himself and drank a healing potion because those of us who are alive need to stay alive. And the winged guy flies over to Kaylin, me, and hits me 3 times and takes me down like I'm at maybe a quarter of my health at this point. Yeah. Like 1 hit. I'm getting low. Prisoner 61 stabs Kyrian unconscious. I am the only one conscious right now. And Quinn rolls a death save. 2 and 2. And as I'm looking around, I can see her breathing stabilize.
Okay.
So she rolled a success. She's not dead. And as I'm kind of like locating myself as the only conscious person in this room who is a good person, something strange starts happening. And there's like a warm breeze suddenly in this enclosed room. And time is slowing down and everything freezes. And I can't move and no one else can move. And then I have to go out of character a little bit because that's all I know in character. Mm-hmm. But out of character, Selwyn has been, the whole time we've been in the Feywild, praying to her goddess, Eldath. And the whole time she's been in the Feywild, she hasn't been able to get in touch with Eldath, something to do with being on different planes. But she has been getting in touch with this other being whenever she prays to Eldath that will respond and be like, oh yeah, I'll pass your message on to Eldath, and just kind of chats and interacts with her and stuff. And in this moment, when Kaylin sees time freeze and everything stop, unconscious Selwyn seems to have an interaction with this being and an interesting chat that could provide us with an option out from a very not good situation.
Yeah.
And we're not actually going to see how the shockwaves of that ripple out until next session. So we had to leave it there because we were like almost an hour over time at that point. But there is an out on the table, and we have to see how it plays out.
You're done?
Yup. So the rationale for this is the DM needed Selwyn to either be the only person conscious or to be unconscious. And we were fighting back really hard. So we lasted longer than we were necessarily meant to, which is a good thing for us. But yeah,
you're pretty strong.
Down or us up. Yeah.
Yeah. You really held your own there.
Yeah, we didn't like get any of the bad guys in any danger of dying.
No.
But we didn't go down easily. So yay for that.
How do they like, what if she took it too far? What if
Well, I mean, we were all still having fun, I think. But I suppose you could take it too far. I think because we out of character saw what was going on with Selwyn and this being to a certain extent, like some of it has been continued in private chats, but we saw enough that we can see the trajectory of where things are going. And I don't want to spoil too much out of character because I think there could be some cool reveals related to it in character that I want to allow to have their moment.
Well, I hope they get their moment because, man.
Yeah. out of podcast, I can give you a little more if you need it, but I'm not going to spoil it.
I can be patient.
Yeah, but that's why she kept counterspelling our healing. It wasn't because she's evil. It was because she needed Selwyn to die.
Goodness. That is stressful.
It was. We were scared. I was scared, at least. I shouldn't speak for the others. I was scared.
Also scared, and I wasn't even there.
And in that we have a little, like, we're in Discord is how we video stream it. So we have a little chat, a text chat on the side. And we're like, wait, what if someone makes it to save us? What if they send the Playboys? We're like, no.
Oh yeah, the people are supposed to be coming to save you.
But like, do we really want to be saved by the Playboys?
Would they save you?
Would they save us? Excellent question. So that would have been funny. After the game, the DM was like, I should have sent the Playboys to save you. That would have been funny.
I mean, maybe. Yeah. Would it have been funny in the context of everything else that was going on, though? I feel like there was a lot.
Probably, yeah, it's more of a hindsight thing.
Goodness, that was so stressful.
Oh, stressful. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the first one where I'm like, I didn't like that one very much.
That's the thing with ones that are like fights for the entire session, right? You don't really get the come down after the fight because that all happens in the role play afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So when the session is just fight, you're kind of left on that adrenaline ledge without actual closure.
Like, I liked it. I mean, the content was interesting. It was engaging. I liked it, and I'm happy like this is part of the story, but I didn't like how it made me feel as I was experiencing listening to everything that happened.
Genuinely scary.
Yeah.
They were just so strong and like so big and tough, and we were like, oh no, we're very squishy.
A little too strong.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So still gonna have to deal with that one of these days, I guess. But maybe we'll live to see another day.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have closure, I'm sure.
Yeah. Which I think we'll get very quickly. Again, sorry about the cat. He also doesn't like the cliffhanger.
He's stressed. He's like, I'm out here stressed. No one's comforting me.
Or he's saying, yo, it's dinner time. Please feed me. But anyway, that's fine.
Well, I mean, in order for Flynn to eat, I guess we should.
Nah, don't his account. He's fine.
The notes for me were a little bit. I did not expect it to just end like that.
I know.
So just very abrupt. But I just made a note of it's Prisoner 61 who's back, and that they decided to continue on the death to everyone.
Yeah.
And then I wrote seduction ? Because you guys were going back and forth whether it was the right approach.
I mean, they tried. Like, Selwyn would, like, flutter her open dress every now and then and just be like, hey! And Kieran was, you know, trying to get some looks, but they just weren't taking it. It's like they were professional bad guys or something. Don't get distracted by naked people.
Well, I did write nudity for the next point, just to acknowledge that also happened, but didn't really work.
Yeah, Selwyn was open the entire fight.
It's brave. Very brave.
Yeah.
I guess also quite liberating. What a freeing experience.
Yeah.
I just wrote hit, and I think I was going to continue writing why, but then the wolves appeared. So I wrote wolves. So something happened there. Obviously, something happened that you needed the wolves. But wolves appeared to try to help out.
Too much.
No, that was disappointing. I love wolves, and I like when they get involved, but maybe they'll have a redemption arc later on.
Well, Ava had, like, pre-rolled what their attacks would have been, like, as it was about to be her turn, but then she got knocked unconscious. So it had been, like, 19s, critical 20. Like, it was all really high rolls for that round, just as they all disappeared. She was like, no!
Yeah.
Yeah. It was about to be their moment.
Yeah, at least there's potential there, right?
Yeah.
I wrote that you're down one mage left because they're getting taken out left and right.
Yeah.
Then you had a little bit of, like, motivation, inspiration about you have to make it to the ball.
Yeah.
And that you're holding on to that. You've been holding on to that for so long now. Like, you guys better make it.
I mean, at this point, like, are we even going to want to go to the ball? We have so much new trauma. It's like, can we do this frivolous thing anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny to think back to where you guys were at when you were excited about going to the ball.
Going dress shopping.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's so long ago. But I hope you guys still make it. You found out that help is on the way. I wrote, help is on the way, dear, from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yay! I think we only made it 2 rounds, so we needed one more with people staying conscious.
Well, to me, I was like, 3, that's great.
Right?
Wasn't great.
Seems so doable in that moment.
Yeah, and then literally the next point that I did is you guys can't catch a break because I couldn't encompass everything bad that happened. So it was all bad. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And then I started to write. I literally wrote Quinn and Kieran down, so they're unconscious. But then I just wrote everyone's down.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Like, you worked really hard. You were still conscious. You were trying. But that's the last note because I didn't even get to it because all of a sudden things got warm and slow motion, and now we have to wait. Yeah.
It has the potential to be, like, super cool going forward, though. I am excited for the potential of how this being could be involved in the long run.
I'm interested.
Yeah. So we'll see.
It's all a bit
someone to decide.
Yeah, it feels like weird and creepy, and not creepy, that's not the right word, but like ominous.
A little bit, yeah.
Because I mean, I have no idea, right? But I'm interested. I think also the abrupt stop. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we totally like mentally could have kept going, but it was already so late, and they're all an hour later than me even, so it was so late.
This is not a 7-hour session campaign.
The session would have been a great 7-hour session.
But not manageable. You guys should, I don't know, at some point have like extra long.
Yeah.
Maybe, but maybe it won't feel the same.
One day, like, renting an Airbnb for like a big episode and like all meeting in some central place between where we all live in the continent and like
the continent. Aren't they?
Well, we're in 2 countries. We're in 2 different countries.
But you're the only one in a different country.
That's true. Yeah. But like a central place that all 5 of us.
Hey guys, you want to come to Canada? It's fun. Not here where we live. We'll
it's
go
a little
somewhere
cold
else.
here. I
Well,
wouldn't argue strongly for Winnipeg.
It's kind of cold everywhere in Canada at certain points.
Prettier in some places while it's cold.
I mean,
it's kind of bleak here.
I'm grateful for where we live. Maybe it's just based on today. It is very bleak. It was snowing today.
Yeah. Tis the season.
It's already started. Anyways, that's a deterrent, not encouraging. That would be fun. That would be really fun.
Yeah. So then we could play like a big long session was the point of that.
Yeah.
Trail, which would be cool.
I could host it. I'll bring you guys snacks.
You could be our mom, our DM mom, or our D&D mom.
I don't know how good that would be.
You kids okay?
I wouldn't be checking in. I'd be sitting right there.
Yeah, biting your nails.
The snack table would be in the same vicinity.
You'd be sitting on the snack table.
Yeah. Could you imagine, the daycare? Oh, hello.
You went sideways.
That was funny. Like in daycares, there's like a donut table, and they have seats, and then the workers feed them, and so that could be me. Just can you imagine? Just.
That would be a very immersive experience.
I think it'd be necessary. If I was on the edge, I'd get so distracted and zone out. But if I was right in the middle of it, I'd be like,
look at everyone's dice roll.
Yeah. just spin constantly. Yeah. Take a peek at it.
Like Ron Swanson in his office table.
Yeah.
Just turning around.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be as pleasant as Ron Swanson.
Love it.
Just a heads up. Oh,
yeah, he's our fave.
Well, despite all that silliness, this was exciting.
Yeah.
I need to find a better way, or just not say it because it seems inevitable, but it's always like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah. Got to keep us coming back every week,
Yeah. Well, I will be on the edge of my toes I have to get a procedure done this week. And so I will be very grateful to, have a distraction. So I'm looking forward to it. And this is, despite everything that's going on in like my life personally, I'm really glad that we are like so deep into this that it is such an escape for me. So I will say I'm very grateful. It's lots of fun, and it's nice that you guys all have like so much fun doing it too.
Yeah. Oh, it's a blast.
So it's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm not excited. I don't feel like excited because I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm trying to keep like, okay, this is better than dying.
Things can be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was prepared. Like, if it was going to be a total party kill, all three of them were going to come at me. I mean, like, I wouldn't have survived one more hit kind of thing. But, like, I was prepared to be attacked by everybody. I
just couldn't imagine losing a character like that.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
In, like, such a harsh way. Yeah. It's one thing to die in, like, what feels more like a fair fight almost. This felt like we never stood a chance, which it was intended. Yeah.
But anyways, you're not caught. You're
no. None of us are like dead, which is good. So there's still hope as long as you're not dead.
Literally,
we should make a t-shirt that says that.
I need that for my life as much as you need that. It's so sad.
It's really sad.
Oh.
This is the kind of friendship we have where we just like, there's still hope if you're not dead.
I'm almost there, but we'll see.
Not dead.
Not dead. Phew.
Still hope.
Yeah. There's still hope. There's still hope. Okay.
Good note to end on.
Yeah.
Shall we roll some dices?
Yes.
Again, I got a lot of choices.
I was trying to think while I was listening. I was like, what is there? Well, definitely gonna pick one of the new ones. Yeah. I like the red one, the red and gold. Is that new? Could you imagine if I was like, yeah, that brand new one that you've had the whole time?
It's new. Okay. This is one of my favorites too. It looks cool. It's red and gold swirls.
I like it.
Oh, how long has that been closed for?
I don't know.
Anyway. Okay. Ready. 17.
Again!
That's weird.
That's suspicious.
Interesting. This is a different dice. So
yeah.
Okay.
We'll take it.
That's good. There we go. Well, thanks for tuning in, for listening. And
thank you.
We will be back with the remains of this suspense because
gotta find out what happens.
Yeah, really hoping that we outlive, basically. That would be exciting. And that we don't have to see Prisoner 61 for a while. That would also be great. Yeah. So
you must be defeated.
One of these days, once we get a little buffer.
Just gonna be following you around.
For reals though, we're gonna start getting paranoid about pink everywhere we go.
Oh, that's kind of a cool story.
Remember a month ago when I was gonna dye my hair pink?
Oh yeah.
What if I had pink hair right now? That would be weird.
Yeah. I guess everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. That worked out well.
It did.
Okay. On that weird note. Have a good week.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Now this is a story all about how my D&D parties came about. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you this week's adventure of a Bard and Ranger.